Hatusemi, hatuongei hiyo. That one we are not talking.
Ukiongea watu huku nje unasikia nakwambia, wewe ni mwanaume na uko light skin.
You know there's a saying they say that we want tall, dark and handsome. Tall, dark and handsome. Wale tuko brown mnataka tuende wapi? That you need to be slim according to who? Or you need to be fat according to who? If someone is fat, you know, or if someone is plump, you know, we sometimes say to me
want to talk about body shaming.
Cyberbullying.
But have you ever been bullied kule cyber? Okay, nikasema cyberbullying mtu anadhani zile cyber.
Ati unaenda kule cyber unapigwa vita hapana bwana.
Sio hizo. Madam Jesse zia atakuwa anakuambia itakuwa namna gani. We just want to talk about that cyberbullying. And of course body shaming. Si kupenda kwangu sije ninone vile niko. Si kupenda kwangu sije nikuna mamaso vile niko nazo. But all the same Madam Jesse be talking about that. What is this Madam Jesse?
Today we want to talk about cyberbullying. We want to talk about image-based abuse, and we want to talk about body shaming. These are things that people go through, and sometimes they really don't know what to do. They don't know what to do about it, and sometimes it gives them a lot of frustration. Now, if I just talk about what exactly these are, when we talk about body shaming, we are talking about receiving criticisms because of how you look. Either you're too black or you're too brown. Either you're too short or you're too tall. Either you are too fat or you are too slim. Either you have thick hair or you have light hair. You know, whatever, it's your body. Anything that is within you, in your body. And people are criticizing you negatively because of how you look. And something that there is nothing you can do about it. You know, there is nothing you can do about it. It is nature. It's the way you are born. It's the way you are at that particular time. Then we have image-based abuse. Image-based abuse is abuse which something like someone shares or someone threatens to share your photos or your images that are not appropriate and they are not meant to be seen by anyone. Like for instance, we have people that have relationships, and in their relationships they exchange photos, they exchange images, they exchange videos that should not be seen by anybody else, should only be seen by only the person who has been sent to should be able to see. If it's a girlfriend, sending photos. If it's a boyfriend, sending photos. Of course me as a person, I really don't advocate for that because anything can actually happen. But people do that. People share images, you know, to their boyfriends or to their girlfriends, exclusive images that should not be seen by anybody else. So when someone starts threatening that I will send these photos, or when someone sends them, you know, in the public to be seen, that is image-based abuse.
Na hii tumeiona sana hata kwa viongozi.
Exactly. So that is image-based abuse. Then cyberbullying is the use of the social media, the use of the internet to be able to harass someone, to be able to harass someone, to manipulate, to harass, to defame, you know, a person, and generally to really cause harm, psychological harm to someone by use of social media. Even in the gaming, there are those games that people play online, and people, you know, call each other names, they harass each other, they, you know, they defame someone, but it's in the social media. It's in the social, and someone who is doing it to you, you may not know them. You may not actually personally know them.
Most of them are anonymous.
Yes, they are anonymous. So most of them are anonymous, but they are still causing you psychological harm. So that's what we want to talk about, because this is, as you are saying, this is something that is being done. The leaders have also been, they have also suffered this. Actually, some leaders have suffered this because people either want to extort money from them, or they want to manipulate them, or they just basically want to harass them politically, probably sometimes even politically. So some of the political leaders have gone through this. You know, you get someone, you think they are good friends to you, you become intimate to them, they have hidden some cameras somewhere, then after some time they start, blackmailing you, or they even call people to come and, see and take you photos and so on and circulate. That is image-based abuse. Body shaming, of course, has been going on for long, where people feel that you need to be slim, according to who? Or you need to be fat, according to who? If someone is fat, or if someone is plump, we sometimes say to me lugha ambayo si mbaya. So sometimes we talk about someone being plump. If someone is plump, and they are there, when you start plump or chubby or whatever, there are many words that you can be able to use.
Horizontally and don't.
Yes. If someone is that size, I mean, when you are body shaming them, you're body shaming them according to whose standards? Whose standards are you using to say you need to be slim, or you need to be fat, or you need to be this, or you need to be that, or you need to be black, or you need to be white? When the whites are body shaming the blacks, according to whose standards? Who created them black, white, and who created us black? I mean, are you seeing that? So really, these are things that go on in the social media. And we have seen even celebrities being, harassed, being abused, just because they have added a bit of weight.
Even discrimination.
Exactly. So really, that is why we are talking about this, because it is affecting people.
Even in job, you're saying, okay, they will not tell you, but anakwambia kazi si yako.
Exactly. I hear even in media, they don't to say me, okay, that one we are not talking.
Ukiongea watu huku nje unasikia nakwambia, wewe ni mwanaume na uko light skin.
There's a saying they say that we want tall, dark and handsome. Tall, dark and handsome. Wale tuko brown mnataka twende wapi?
And some say dark is not handsome.
And some say, of course, and there are people who they will think, if I marry someone who is dark,
what happens
to my children? Lakini hiyo tuongei kwa nguvu. But these are the things we are talking about, where people are discriminating because of how someone is, how someone is looking, or their body image, and then these kinds of photos that you had your relationship was good, then the relationship is bad, then you threaten them. If you leave me, I'm going to send these photos in the social media. And actually it has happened before, and it even happens even now. So there are a number of effects for that. There are a number of effects for that, like low self-esteem is an effect. Self-hatred, you hate yourself. You hate yourself because people are calling you names. Loneliness, people don't want to befriend you just because you're too short or you're too tall, or you are, maybe you are not, there are things that you probably don't have that they think you should be having. So there is loneliness, there is self-blame, like those that probably people feel that they are too fat and you shouldn't be fat. Sometimes there is also self-blame. There is desperation, there is depression, violence, stress, and so on. So it has a number of effects. The
effect has so many, just asking you, have you ever been photoshopped? Yeah, that's another thing. You see where but you've been photoshopped. Now the enhancement of technology into this as end of this cyberbullying,
image-based abuse, cyberbullying, and body shaming.
Has ever those happened to you, msikilizaji? We're just channeling our contribution on SMS through via a number SMS
number 0704399770.
And of course, your messages are highly valued in social media accounts.
Chuka University Radio kule Facebook.
This conversation is extended to Touch of Grace.
KE pale YouTube. Ingia kule like, comment, subscribe. Ni yake Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Find her in all socials as Madam Joyce Mghoi for direct messages and talk of that. We're just talking about cyberbullying and all that, msikilizaji. Then we continue. All this has happened, Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Yes.
Ninafanya nini sasa? Mimi umeniambia CJ, I will not give you this.
Now, we need to look at the causes. What causes people to do cyberbullying? What causes people to do body shaming? What causes people to do image-based abuse, to abuse people because of how they look? So we have a number of things that actually contribute to this. One of them is that we have anonymity, just the way we said. Anonymity makes people say things because they know nobody will know they're the ones that have said. So that one, encourages people to say negative things. There is also the jealousy part of it. There are people that are jealous of people they see in the social media, and it actually makes them say unkind words. There is the pride, where someone feels I'm more superior because I'm browner than you. I'm more superior because I'm darker than you. I'm more superior because I'm taller than you. I can see farther than you can see. So there is also that, the pride, someone just feeling proud and feeling that they are better than another person. There is the revenge. Some of those people that take others through cyberbullying, they have also gone through cyberbullying. Some of those people that harass others have also been harassed. So there is the revenge part of it. They are revenging. There is the anger. We have so many angry people out here. So many angry people, strangers, angry. They are not even, they don't even know you. Some of them, they don't even know you, but they just abuse you. They just from nowhere. There are people that are very, very angry. By the way, if I can tell a little story, these con men. Sometimes they call you the con men. So when you discover they are con men,
call them con people. Then we are not cons.
There are these people that call people, and you can see they are calling. They are calling you. They call you, and then they tell you, "I'm calling you from Equity. I don't know. Have you received our message? There is this. You need to give me your ID number." And then you tell me my ID number for you to do what with my ID number? I don't even know you. There are some that are just abuse you. So these are people that are angry in themselves. They have rage. We have even people that go through road rage, kwa barabara. Mnashindana, sijui mnashindania nini, mnatusiana huko kwa barabara. This is a driver, the other one is a driver, and all that. That's rage. So there are people that already have rage within them. So they will go to the they'll go to the social media, and they will abuse, people in the social media, even not knowing who they are. Those are people that are full of rage. People with low self-esteem, wanting to build. There are people with low self-esteem, and what they do, they lower yours so that they can feel theirs is higher. It's more superior. So there are people with low self-esteem. There are people who are bored. There are actually people who go to the social media just because
and they are bored.
There is nothing specific they are looking for in the social media. They are just bored, and therefore they just want to create some activity within in the social media. Then there is the group thinking, or which I call mob psychology. Mob psychology is that you start thinking the way someone else is thinking. Not because you thought about it, but because someone else has thought about it. Then you also think
the same.
The mob psychology, such like things, group thinking.
I would like to understand this mob psychology.
Mob psychology is when you do things not because you intended to do, but because other people are doing it. If we use an example and we don't mention names, people who have gone into someone's farm, they have picked goats, they have picked up. There are people who saw others doing it, and they also
even the demonstrations.
Even the demonstrations. You see someone throwing stones, you pick yours and also
let me
and also throw. That's group thinking. That's mob thinking, and it happens also in the social media. Peer pressure, lack of empathy. Empathy is feeling for that other person. Putting yourself in the shoes of that other person. If you tell someone this, if you were told, how would you feel? Then you become empathic to this person, and then therefore you don't tell them what you are feeling like telling them, because if you are told the same, you will feel bad. You'll feel bad. So lack of empathy, power hungry. People are power hungry. They are there in the social media, and they really bring a lot of this. So we have a number of causes or reasons why people do this body shaming, image-based abuse, and cyberbullying. And cyberbullying, as you have said, is not at your umeenda cyber, umekuwa harassed pale. No, cyberbullying is whatever negative you receive even when you are going through your phone and maybe you posted something and people are pulling you down because of that, abusing you, harassing you, calling you names because of that.
And maybe we can give our listeners, maybe after the break, and as my brother is preparing this, the knowledge of handling social media, because we've seen many people suffer. Even if you are literate social media, your phone, a link is sent to your phone, upon a click of the mouse, everything is messed up.
Yes.
But we shall be talking about that. Yes, my brother.
And vile vile Madam Joyce Mghoi, taking into consideration that most of our listeners ni wale varsity and college students.
Yes.
Ni watu ambao wana date.
Yes.
Na ni watu ambao wakati wa dating, unajua wakati mapenzi iko moto moto, lazima utume picha, lazima uanze kutuma voice notes, vitu kama hizo, although kuna viewers, vitu kama hizo.
Do you know, I watched a video, I read a story. These stories that are normally read. You read in these Matuko, whatever,
exactly,
these whatevers. So I read a story of a lady who was married with one baby. Then her husband went to Saudi Arabia. And so he stayed there for about a year. Now within that year, the husband told her, send me photos. Niendele kukuona. The day she sent those photos, they are inappropriate photos, is the day the husband muted completely. He muted. He never talked to her. He never, he never called her. She called. She did all sorts of things. Can you imagine when that happens to you? She called. She what? Now she hears the man comes, visits the family, and goes away. So has never talked to her from the day she sent those inappropriate photos. It could have been a trap. It could have. I don't know. You also. But this was his wife. So as you are saying, James, even as you are asking that question, maybe the question we should be asking ourselves: is it appropriate for us to send those funny photos? Maybe it is not appropriate. Maybe it is not not even maybe it is not appropriate for us to send such kind of photos or for people to send such kind of photos. So the youth, I am just advising them, anything that if it goes to the public, it will crush you. Please don't send to anyone. Don't send to anyone. No, people, you don't leave someone because they have not sent you photos. You don't leave someone because they didn't send you photos. You leave them because you intended to leave them, even though. So let people keep their dignity. Let people keep their dignity. Let people keep their dignity and protect themselves.
What do you have to say, msikilizaji? Channel your views.
Tunaongea mambo na cyber crime, body shaming, image based abuse.
Then Madam Joyce, all this said, then what next? Nimepodishemiwa, nimeambiwa sije upati hii.
Yes, actually that's why we are here, to talk about it and to warn people about it and to caution people about it and against it, so that people are a bit careful about what they send, the photos they take, and also people know how to be able to take care of themselves in case body shaming happens, because there are things that they cannot be able to change. Now, we said that there are effects to this. When someone is body shamed, when someone is abused, when cyberbullying occurs to them, what happens to these people? They are normally, the effect of this is psychological, it's also social, it's also emotional, and also physical. Psychological in terms of depression, there are some people that go to depression, some people get stressed, some people get anxiety, all that is psychological. We have social. Social people, someone starts fearing people. They start fearing even to go out of their house because they don't know whether it is their neighbor or it is the person they will meet, or whether these people that are abusing them in the social media are people that know her or know him. So there is the fear. People become withdrawn. people also start hating other people. They also start hating other because they don't know who exactly is harassing them. There is also the isolation. They isolate themselves from people. Therefore, they start becoming lonely and so on. That generally, they have fear. They are withdrawn. They have loneliness and all that. Emotionally, of course, there is the fury. You become furious. You become angry. You become bitter. Bitterness comes, anguish, distress. You become very distressed. You also start having hatred. Distress in the sense that this is something that is in the social media you have no control of. You cannot be able to pull it down. You have to start looking for people to pull it down, and it really becomes traumatizing even to this particular person. Then physically, somebody starts having psychosomatic stress. Psychosomatic stress disorders are when someone starts saying, I'm having a headache, and when the doctor goes to check them, they can't see the sickness. There are very many people that go to the hospital and they are feeling sick, and actually you can look at them and say they are feeling sick. But when all tests are done, blood, urine, all that is done, x-rays and so on, these people are found they are not sick. So this is psychosomatic stress disorders that are physically, someone feels they are not well. So that one actually happens. And then we also have coping mechanism. How can you cope if cyberbullying is happening to you, if body shaming is happening to you? What do you do, especially in the social media? The first thing that you should control yourself is responding. Because in responding, you really need to think about what you're going to say in responding. Don't just respond anyhowly. Because if you respond anyhowly, there will be an exchange. There will be an exchange. So do not respond immediately. Do not retaliate. Don't start also doing what has been done to you. Take some time off the social media. If it's your phone, switch off the social media and take some time off without checking what is being said, what is being whatever. Just take your time off. Another thing is that if you want to take steps, if you want to take steps against these people, do screenshot of those particular the content. Conversations. You can also block the contacts for those people that are sending funny things. You can actually block immediately. Don't even think about it. If this is someone you don't know and they have come into your inbox or they have come into your social media and they start talking things that you really don't want to hear, just block them and move on. Just block them. Report, report. You can report. There is a button there where you can report someone. Or if you are a child and you're being bullied, please share with an adult. Share with an adult. Then don't take it personally. Some people don't know you. Some people, as we have said, some of them are angry people. Some of them have gone also through the same. They don't know you. They are bored. They just want to create whatever. So sometimes don't take it personally because these people don't even know you, some of them. And do not reread the comments. Don't keep on reliving the comments. And then take a break from the social media. It can also help.
Wow. Amazing.
Yes.
Is it legal?
No, it is not legal. Actually, nowadays, even when you abuse someone verbally, you can be taken to court and you can be locked. Nikubaya squeezy. Nikubaya squeezy because even I saw an employee who has been sending nude photos to her boss. And she was, the other day she was in court. Being charged in a court of law because of sending photos to the boss. So it is actually illegal. In Kenya, cyberbullying is illegal and it is punishable by law. It is punishable by law. And if you are found culpable, if you are found guilty of that particular crime, you can be charged even 20 million fine or spend 10 years in prison. Even sex texting is illegal. Sending nudes is illegal. And someone can be charged in a court of law. Someone can be charged in a court of law. So it is illegal. And anybody who feels like he has been wounded by this and they want to take steps, they want to report this, they can report, and the law is there. So long as you show proof and you show evidence, then these people can be taken to court and they can be charged, they can be sentenced, or they can be fined. So it is illegal. It is illegal. Allowed. Yes, don't allow it. It's just because as human beings, there are many things that can be done to us that are not good. And sometimes you tell yourself, it's better for me to just heal than to start following this thing. Because as I follow it, I will also be going through the same thing, maybe for several, months before it. So many people will just ignore this and block and, just move on, or even delete their social media accounts. When you delete your social media accounts, you delete everything that is there. So there are people, when they go through this, they do that and they move on with their lives. They necessarily don't take people to court. But on what we were saying, when what James was saying about people, setting you up and doing that, setting you up and then taking your photos and blackmailing people, blackmailing you because of the photos, you can take people to court. You can take someone to court. It is not allowed. It is not allowed in Kenya. It is not allowed in Kenya. And
there's something maybe we can have a minute on it, Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Yes.
Impersonation.
Yes.
Mimi najifanya Madam Joyce Mghoi.
Yes.
Na ninakulia watu hapo.
Yes.
1 2 1 2.
Yes.
Impersonation.
Actually, that has also come up, that people are impersonating and people are even dubbing voices. They're even dubbing voices of people. They're doing Photoshop, as we were saying, and putting people there. It's still illegal. It is still illegal, and if you have evidence that someone has done that, then you can take them to court and they can pay for it.
That is Madam Joyce Mghoi. Thank you very much for setting and giving us your time, Madam Joyce.
Yes.
We truly appreciate it.
Yes.
We meet again next Tuesday.
Thank you.